My mother omitted a plate for my daughter on Christmas, explaining portions were scarce since she angered the favored grandchild. Yet the golden boy received seconds. I spoke no word, gathered our gifts, and we walked out. At 9:47 p.m., Dad messaged, "Rent due tomorrow." I made no public fuss. I simply, can you imagine looking into your child's eyes on Christmas, right before dinner, and seeing a quiet heartbreak because her own grandmother couldn't even set a place for her? That night, my family pushed me to a breaking point I never knew I had. And what happened next? Well, it changed everything. I'm Alex, 35. To most, I'm the guy who fixes things, Wi-Fi, wobbly tables, even family drama. I'm a husband to Sarah and a dad to our amazing 7-year-old, Lily, who we adopted when she was 3. I've always been the reliable one, the one who shows up early, the one who keeps everything running smoothly. My family, they've always liked me for my usefulness. Christmas at my parents' house? It's a whole ritual. Think ancient plastic nativity, a paper snowman with one eye, and my mom's same burned CD playlist from 2008 every single year. My brother, Nate, he always rolls in late with his son, Max, 9, wild, and the undisputed golden grandchild. My mom, she practically calls him my little man, like the rest of us are just temporary guests. Sarah, Lily, and I walked in, casserole and cookies in hand. Lily, sweet as ever, had a wrapped drawing for Nana, stick figures holding hands under a crooked tree. She looked up at me, that little questioning gaze. "Is this okay, Dad?" I just smiled. "Perfect, honey. Absolutely perfect." Coats went on the chair. My mom, bustling, shoes off, floors just got done. My dad, he just nodded at me. "Help me with the roast, champ." Lily peeked into the dining room. The table was all set, red runner, 8 plates, shiny forks. She pointed. "Where do I sit?" "Next to me," I said, already pulling out a chair. My mom clapped. "Everyone to the table." She placed a plate in front of Max even before he sat down. He was already chewing, and there was a second helping waiting on a side dish, just for him. He grinned like he owned a bank. Lily slid into her spot, that little hopeful expression on her face. Then it faded. She looked down at the placemat. Just a bare square, no plate, no fork, nothing. Just a faded smear where a candy cane melted last year. My heart literally dropped. I tried to keep my voice light, try to make it sound like a simple oversight. "Hey, Mom, we need a place setting for Lily." My mother didn't even look up. She just waved her hand. "Oh, there wasn't enough." She upset Max, remember? My wife, Sarah, pressed her knee against mine. "What?" Nate just shrugged, like it was nothing. "She bumped his cup tower," he mumbled. "It was cups," Lily whispered, her voice barely audible. I said sorry. My mom, dismissive, "We don't reward bad behavior." And right then, Max, the golden child, reached for seconds. My mom, laughing, piled his plate high. "Growing boy," she cooed. Lily just sat there, hands folded in her lap, her mouth a tight, thin line. That look, it broke something inside me. And before I even knew I was going to say it, my own voice came out, flat and firm. "We're going to head out." I stood up. Sarah stood with me. Lily, bless her heart, stood too. We picked up the gifts we'd brought, still wrapped, still hopeful. Nobody tried to stop us. My dad, he just watched, quiet as a turned-off TV. Outside, the air was knife-cold, stinging my face. I opened the car door. Lily climbed in, buckled herself without a single sound. Sarah's eyes were wet, but her gaze was steady, calm. I didn't say another word. My hands gripped the wheel. "We're not making a scene," I told myself, a mantra in the quiet car. As we pulled away, their house shrank in the rearview mirror. I could almost hear that old burned CD still playing behind the door we'd just closed. I didn't check my phone. Not yet. I just drove. Adopting Lily. That was a year of classes, inspections, paperwork thick as bricks. But the day the judge banged that gavel, the day it became real, Lily clutched her little stuffed fox and whispered, "Am I yours now?" And I told her, "Forever, honey." I meant it so hard, it actually hurt. My parents? They said they were proud. My mom even framed a photo of us with the judge, but then she put it on a side table between 2 pictures of Max. At family dinners, she'd point to our adoption photo like it was a souvenir from some random trip we took once. Nate, my brother, He was neutral about it until he realized there wouldn't be any baby showers or gift registries. He always refers to Lily as your girl, like she's some kind of temporary project, a distant relation he just can't be bothered with. And Max? He calls her not really cousin. You know that didn't come from nowhere. In my family, money, it's like salt on the table. Always there, always expected, used without a second thought. From the moment I got my first help desk job, my mom started with the quick favors. The internet bill was confusing. Car insurance was time-sensitive. Nate always needed a bridge loan between bartending gigs. Gigs he's been between for about 3 years now, by the way. Then my dad's back went out, and suddenly I was covering his bills for a month that stretched into 3. Sarah's a nurse, works tough night shifts. We don't exactly swim in money, you know? But we plan. We budget. We say no to vacations so we can say yes to dental. We refill our savings account with a teaspoon, not a shovel. Every December, it's the same old dance. Mom assigns dishes, and somehow, we always get stuck with the big-ticket items, the turkey, the ham. You get points on your card, she'd chirp, like points are currency I can feed my kid with. If I ever tried to suggest splitting costs, Mom would go all soft. Oh, don't make this about money, sweetheart. Nate would just get loud. Dude, I'm between gigs. Meanwhile, Max never seemed to run out of brand new shoes. This Christmas, the call came. My mom, all cheerful. Alex, honey, can you grab the roast? And the good napkins, you know, the ones with the gold edge? Oh, and wine, 2 reds, 1 white. And plates. Ours are all chipped. You know where to find a deal. I told her, straight up, Mom, we can bring sides and dessert. That's our cap. She went quiet for a beat. Then, it's Christmas, Alex. Don't nickel and dime the season. Sarah squeezed my hand, a silent message of support. I told my mom, we've got our own bills. Nate, of course, chimed in on the family chat, don't start. Then he posted a photo of Max at a trampoline park, captioned, worth it. 2 days later, my dad sent a screenshot of a utility bill, a crazy, round, fake-looking number. I asked for the actual bill. His reply? It's complicated. That's his shorthand for, don't you dare question us. We kept our heads down. Lily made cards for everyone, with stick figure stars and Nona spelled out perfectly. She'd even been practicing a little Merry Christmas speech, because, you know, school does that to kids now. That morning, setting out Lily's tights, I remember thinking, we can survive one dinner. Smile. Nod. Leave at a normal time. Don't be the problem. But at their house, that first hit came quick. There wasn't enough. Lily's empty spot. Max getting seconds. The whole room bending around one child like gravity. I felt that old thing crawl up my spine. That part of me that always runs interference, that says, fine, I'll fix it, just stop yelling. But then I looked at Lily's hands, folded like a tiny prayer, and something even older, something fierce, woke up inside me. Back home, in the quiet of our own apartment, I heated up some chicken nuggets. Sarah, ever practical, added carrot sticks. We ate on the couch, wrapped in a blanket that smelled like laundry soap. Lily watched a movie, giving us her running commentary. Look, a dog. She didn't mention the table. She didn't ask why. After she brushed her teeth and curled up with her little fox, I finally checked my phone. 9 missed calls from my mom. 4 from Dad. 2 from Nate. A new family chat banner. We need to talk about Alex. Then a text from my mom. Please don't embarrass us with a scene. A scene? I hadn't said a single word. At 9:47 p.m., a text from my dad. Direct. Rent due tomorrow. No, can you help? No, we're tight. Just assumed. As if my wallet was an extension of his. I stared at the screen. Sarah saw my face. What now? She asked, her voice tired. I just held up the phone. She closed her eyes, exhaled slowly. We didn't answer them. We tucked Lily into bed, turned off our own little tree lights, and sat at our small kitchen table, the one we'd bought with a coupon, and spent a weekend sanding ourselves. Tomorrow, Sarah said, her voice quiet but firm. We handle it tomorrow. She didn't mean the rent. She meant the pattern. I lay awake for hours, replaying Lily's small hands on that bare placemat. The way my mother had looked at me when I asked for a plate, like I'd asked her to split the ocean. Around midnight, my phone buzzed again. Nate, in the group chat. Bro, you made Max cry. Pay the rent, and stop being weird. My thumb hovered. Then I just put the phone face down. I slept. Not well, but I slept. Morning. Our apartment was quiet. Pale winter light. Coffee that tasted like waking up. Lily patted out in fuzzy socks. Is today still Christmas? She asked. It's the day after, I said. Which means pancakes. She grinned. Chocolate chip. Obviously. Sarah kissed the top of my head and left for a short shift. Text me, she said. Anything. Everything. After pancakes, I opened my banking app, because that's what you do when you're about to be told what to do with your money. I saw the grocery transaction from yesterday, the sides and dessert we brought, the gifts we bought for their house, from the kids' name draw, a tradition that somehow never drew Max's name for us. 40 minutes were gone to math and a chest tightness I knew all too well. The family chat was already a firestorm. Mom, we are all disappointed in how you handled last night. Aunt Lisa, let's remember it's the Lord's Day. Nate, you owe Dad rent. Dad, new system this month. I'll send link. I typed and deleted, probably 3 times. Then I did something really simple. I scrolled back through the night's photos. I saved a picture of that dining table, 8 plates, and Lily's empty square. I saved a 10-second video of Max getting seconds while Lily sat there, hands in her lap. I even saved the voice note where my mom said, there wasn't enough. Then I just wrote it out. Last night, you didn't set a place for my daughter. You said there wasn't enough because she upset Max. He got seconds. We left. I hit send. The typing dots exploded. My mom, you are taking things out of context. Nate, dude, be a man and stop whining. Dad, we'll talk later. Rent first. Link coming. Mom again. Lily should learn consequences. I typed back, for being 7. Nate sent a clown emoji. Then, grow up. I took a deep breath. I opened my notes app. Fine, I thought. If I have to be the boring person with receipts, I'll be the boring person with receipts. I tallied up a year of quick favors. $120 for Dad's car, $200 for Mom's emergency dentist, $70 for party shortfalls, $150 now, never returned. I added it all up. Took screenshots. Sarah texted me privately. I'm with you. Say the thing. I dropped those screenshots into the family chat. This is the last year, I wrote. I didn't complain, but last night crossed a line. I will not pay your rent. I will not stand by while Lily is treated like she's less. Do not ask me for money without an actual bill. Actually, just don't ask me for money at all. Silence. Then, all at once. Mom, how dare you tally our kindness? Kindness. Dad, pay rent first, argue later. Nate, my kid is not the problem. I shot back. Your kid is not the problem. The way you treat my kid is. He just replied, if she didn't knock his build, I cut him off. It was cups. And she apologized. My mom, always one to switch tactics, jumped in. Your father's blood pressure is up. He's stressed. This isn't good for his heart. There it was. The health grenade. The one that means if something happens, it's on you. My stomach did that old, familiar twist. But then I looked at Lily, humming to herself, drawing a fox wearing a scarf. And I just typed 3 letters. No. Mom. No what? No, Mom. No to paying your rent. No to pretending last night was normal. No to being your emergency fund. My dad started typing, Alex, but I didn't wait. I left the family phone plan. I paid off my device, started a new plan with Sarah, and sent a polite text. I've moved our numbers. Please remove my line from your account. Practical. Clean. No more why is Max streaming premium games on my data. I then opened my email. Subject, boundaries. Short, bullet points. I will not pay your rent. I will not be part of events where Lily is excluded. I will only discuss money with actual bills attached. Do not contact Sarah about this. I CC'd Sarah. And BCC'd myself. The doorbell rang at 10:40 a.m. It was my dad. Alone. He was wearing that good coat he saves for weddings and bank manager meetings. He looked tired, hopeful, a little ashamed. I opened the door, chain still on. Hi, he tried to smile. Let's be men about this. Men about this? Come on, son, he said softly, almost pleading. Help your old man out. Just 1 month, then we're square. Dad, I said, my voice cutting through the soft-spoken manipulation. I adopted a kid. I budget a mortgage's worth of groceries just so other people can eat. And last night, my own mother told my daughter there wasn't a plate for her. You want me to be a man? Here it is. I am her father first. He rubbed his face, a gesture of defeat. Your mother gets carried away. She didn't mean it. She meant it enough to say it. I countered. He looked past me, into our small living room. The crocheted blanket from Sarah's aunt, Lily's drawing of a whale, our cheap tree with homemade ornaments. Our life. He swallowed hard. We can fix this, Alex. We can fix this. I agree, I said. But not by me paying your rent. He sighed, a deep, heavy sound. You know your brother doesn't have it. I know, I said. And I'm done carrying what he won't. He stared at his shoes. Your mother will be furious. She already is, I stated. He held out an envelope, a strange offering. Then at least take your Christmas card. I took it. I didn't open it. He waited. I didn't move. Okay, he finally said. Okay. He left without yelling. I shut the door and leaned against it. My hand was shaking, like I'd just lifted something impossibly heavy. Maybe I had. I went back to Lily. Want to help me make cocoa? I asked. She nodded. With marshmallows? With marshmallows. We stirred in circles. Our kitchen smelled sweet and sane. My phone buzzed on the counter. I didn't pick it up. Not then. Boundaries feel loud to the people who prefer you quiet. The first few days after Christmas were a chorus. My mom called so much I set her to deliver quietly. Her voicemail started with sweetheart and ended with selfish. In between, she tried every argument. You owe us. We raised you. You embarrassed us. Max didn't sleep. Your father's doctor said stress is bad. Like I control physics. Nate sent a long text that read like a Facebook comment thread. You think you're better than us now because you adopted? You always needed attention. You always wanted to prove you were the good one. Pay rent and shut up. I stared at the word adopted and felt something curdle. I typed, deleted, typed again. Then I wrote, never talk about Lily like she's a prop. Ever. He replied with 3 laughing emojis and chill. I blocked his number for a week. Bliss. Sarah and I made a whiteboard rule and taped it to the fridge. No one makes Lily small. No one makes Dad small. No one makes Mom small. Lily added a box around Lily and decorated it with stars. We took Lily sledding on a hill behind the library. The snow squeaked under our boots. Our breath hung in the air like little ghosts. Lily shrieked down the slope, crashed into a soft pile, and rolled around laughing. Again, she yelled. We did it again and again. Simple joy, asking nothing from us but time. At home, I did tiny, normal things that felt like rebellion. I scheduled my own dental checkup. I unsubscribed from the family plan streaming account and added up how much it had actually cost me with all those I'll pay you later promises that never materialized. I cooked big and froze portions. I put $50 into a savings account labeled boring emergencies. And I slept. Day 3. Dad texted me a photo of a scribbled budget. Working on it, he wrote, half a joke, half a question. I wrote back, yes. Call this number. I sent him contact info for a senior center counselor who does free money workshops. He replied, your mother won't go. I wrote, you can. He sent a thumbs up. It felt like a crack of light under a heavy door. Mom posted on Facebook about kids these days and respect. A cousin screenshotted it and sent it with, you okay? I answered, we're fine. Thanks for checking. The cousin replied, good for you. Little, tiny, unexpected votes of confidence. I took them all in. On day 5, Mom switched tactics again. Come by Sunday, she texted me. Just you. We'll talk. I replied, no ambushes. Public place. Library. You apologized to Lily first. She sent a single period. Then fine. Sunday afternoon, we sat in a library study room under fluorescent lights that make everyone look like a tax document. My mom wore her nice sweater. Dad wore the coat again. They looked tired, in a human way, not a dramatic way. Mom started to speak, but looked at the table. I'm sorry if. No, if, I said, keeping my voice even. Say it for Lily. She swallowed. I'm sorry I didn't set a place for Lily. Dad cleared his throat. We messed up. Thank you, I said. We don't do that again. Mom's eyes filled. Max is Max. He's sensitive. Lily is sensitive, I said. She's 7. She's ours. She isn't second. Silence stretched. A kid squealed in the children's area. Someone shelved books. Real-life sounds. Dad pulled out a folded paper. About the rent, he said carefully. We'll figure it out. I sent resources, I said. I can help you call. Mom bristled. We're not helpless. Good, I said. Then you don't need our money. She sat back like I'd yanked a cord she'd been leaning on. You're cruel sometimes. I'm boundaried, I said. It looks similar if you're used to me being easy. The study room clock ticked loud as a metronome. Finally, Mom exhaled. We'll go to your counselor place. We'll try. Thank you. We didn't hug. We didn't scorch earth. We set a meeting time. I wrote it down. Dad nodded like he was committing to a diet. Mom dabbed her eye corners with a tissue. Outside the library, my phone buzzed. It was Nate. I almost didn't pick up. I did. He started without hello. Mom's crying. Happy. I'm not happy, I said. But I'm not your ATM either. You think I don't want to help? He huffed. I can't. And you can. No, I corrected him. The difference is I do. You don't. He sputtered. You're going to keep Lily from us. You did that, I said, and hung up. Yeah, I hung up. At home, Lily showed me a tooth that was kind of wiggly. We high-fived like she'd earned a promotion. We ordered pizza to celebrate. She put a slice on a plate, and then, because she's her, put a second plate next to it, and said, "This is for my fox." She laughed at herself like she'd nailed the best joke in the world. The week moved on. Work tickets. Lunches packed. School drop-off with a pink hat. Then, Mom sent a group text. Family dinner next month. House rules. Everyone eats. Everyone helps clean. Money covered by hosts. And then, another text. We're serious. Don't bring food unless you want to. Nate, predictably, replied. LOL, what happened to you two? Dad simply wrote, we're trying something new. I showed Sarah. She raised an eyebrow. Huh. We are RSVP'd with one condition. If there's a plate for Lily, we'll be there. Mom replied, there will be. When that day came, I walked in with nothing but a salad Lily had insisted on making. She's very proud of her lettuce washing technique. And when we saw the table, there were enough plates. And place cards. Lily's said Lily, in shaky marker with a sticker star. She lit up like someone had flipped a switch inside her. My mom hovered, trying too hard. Look, Alex. Enough. Lily just ran a finger over her name. That's mine, she said, a quiet triumph in her voice. Yes, I said, my voice thick with emotion. It is. Dinner felt like finally breaking the surface after holding your breath underwater for a long, long time. Not perfect, not totally healed, not perfectly equal, but better. So much better than there wasn't enough. We ate. We helped clean. We left early because we love our own couch. And after that, no one texted about rent. No one scolded me for not bringing a ham. Small miracles, stacking up. Back home, I finally opened the envelope my dad had handed me at the door. Inside was a photo of me, holding Lily in the courtroom the day she became officially ours. On the back, my dad had written, proud of the man you are learning, too, Dad. I showed Sarah. She pressed her thumb to the corner of the photo, like she was pinning it to reality. Keep this, she said. And I did. This is what I know now. Words I can stick on our fridge. Love without respect is a bill that never stops coming. And if I keep paying it, I'll teach my daughter to hand over her plate with a smile and call that kindness. I won't. I am her father. That's my whole job. I didn't make a scene. I made a boundary. I didn't give a speech. I sent screenshots and a no. I didn't slam the door. I locked it, and then I opened it later with terms. My mom still pokes. Nate still sulks. But sometimes now, my dad sends pictures of his garden, dirt turning to sprouts, sometimes with progress or just a green check mark. And Lily's whiteboard rules. They still live on our fridge. No one makes Lily small. No one makes mom small. No one makes dad small. She added a fourth rule last week, tongue out in concentration. Everyone gets a plate. That's it. That's the moral. Everyone gets a plate. And if you forget, we leave. When my phone buzzes at 9:47 p.m. now, it's usually a blurry photo of Lily and her fox, tucked under a quilt, both asleep, both pretending. No rent links. No emergency guilt. Just my life, quiet and paid for by us. I didn't make a scene. I just decided who I am in this family. And then, I finally acted like it. It was hard, really hard, to stand up for my family like that. But I wouldn't change a thing. So, tell me, have you ever had to draw a hard line with family? What did you do? I'd really love to hear your stories in the comments below.